Listeners across the globe. It's better late than never. Thank you so much for joining us here. I am Afonso Z and Sort of the Liberia Public Radio and Lpr-Tv. A lot is unfolding. The analysts are here to dissect and hit on the conversation and news making headline days. It's your informative news magazine, The Examiner, making sure the audios and everything is strictly in tight, monitoring all of the devices just in case you want to send your comment, your tweet. We can bring you, we can get that here. We say happy Sunday. Good to have you here. Without you, we can't do what we're doing. So it is vital that we hear. No, this is not what I want. This is the binder that I want. The Examiner. We are here to examine you, examine us, the Tabata analysts, as usual, with a talking point. Let me just bring them in here quickly. Time is fast. It is 8:23 Eastern Standard Time. Welcome to the show. Let me bring in Dr. Malice, right? The most independent mind of this network, but people don't. I don't know why they don't like Dr. Mali. But it's not for me. It's not strange. That's the Liberian syndrome. They don't like people who will say what they need to know. They like people to tell them what they want to hear. When you know you can afford hamburger, don't lie to people. Say those days I can remember tiha or hamburger or cassava or roasted cassava with cooking up. Right? Yeah, that was our own hamburger. So so and that's strictly. But let me bring in the guy from Delaware, the airplane guy.
Are you hearing me? I'll see you.
Yeah, I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you loud and clear. Okay. Loud and clear. Good to have our man here. The man based from Delaware with the plane campaign Air Liberia. One day the plane stands straight, another day doing tighty picking stuff, but whatever it is here. Guys, good to have you. Thank you so much. A lot is unfolding. We are here, and most good to see you back. I know the weekend be a tough one here, but I'm good to have you. So it's always good. And I know a lot of things been paining your heart. You want to get it out here. By the way, we wish to announce to the general public the returns of the most liberal is expected tomorrow. So I'm going to call my PC tomorrow morning to do a review of some Tylenol extra strength because it looked like hell gonna break loose. But we'll see how that play out. That good evening, happy Sunday. Most good to have you here. We want to welcome you. Thank you for all what you do, and you are giving back to the communities. Welcome to the show. Let's get a roll out. And to all our viewers and listeners, far and near, inside Liberia, right here in the USA. We say good morning to Paulina Copper, is LPR correspondent based in Morovia. Good morning. Good to have you. Man, Roland is in the provisional state of Zulu, who broke that news and the interview here about that girl. The child is being found. It's crazy in our country. There's a lot going on. Guys, let's have the conversation going. How is the Sunday? Who went to church today? I came from work, tried to go to church. I put on my little nice purple suit. The purple super, you gotta put a last button there, like man, we are. By the time I put it there, it was so much tight and boom, it just popped out. I said, no, they want it today. It's not working, but hopefully next time I get prepared. Welcome to the show. Let's get a conversation going.
Yeah, welcome. Well, thank you. Mr. Segway, we got to talk. Something went wrong with our conversation the last time.
I know. I tried to call you back, but I think...
In fact, I forgot to know that my phone was going dead. I didn't even take a note.
I know.
Because of how juicy the conversation was. Someone asked me what kind of conversation was that, but that's all right. All in all, I think CEO the Sunday was fine, and as you know, since the Liberian Civil War, our country has been transformed into a drama center. Drama from all sectors, from the church, from the politicians, from the government. The drama is all over now. The drama is even taking place in the towns and villages now. So you know now that the drama is taking so many different trends.
Going in the hospitals, taking buffet ground where they're taking babies. That oh man, this is crazy.
In fact, I watched the video to realize when the court eviction was going on, my brother. I could see the Civil War still working in some people. When the video I saw, man, people busting cement. Oh, I will throw it on our roof there. I said, yeah, this civil war hasn't gone away yet.
Okay, and we'll try to break them into pieces. And the guy who led the mass choir for the first time in the House of Representatives, literally calling for either the replacement, whether it was constitutional or whether violent. You remember thinking out mass choir, also now felt the wrath of President Joseph Newman Boyka. We will see with the video surfacing through other sister network. We're going to see all of that. Clarence, good to have you. Gertrude, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your location. Most, let's hear from you. I know you've been away here, and again, we are happy to see you. Wish you speedy recovery. But you are a news freak. You are staying in your sick bed. You are tweeting crazy like Donald Trump. So I'm like, what the heck going on with this guy here? He's not even focusing. He just sending. What's going on with him? But good to have you here. How everything so far?
Well, I thank God for His many blessings, and I'm recovering little by little. So it is what it is, and we've just been disturbed by most of what's been going on. Even though I'm recuperating, but it's something that needs to be talked about, and we can't stop the conversation. We gotta do the people's work, that is sharing information and sharing ideas. It never stops. If the situation in Liberia is going to improve, we cannot let some illness that deterred us from sharing the information with the people. I'm just disturbed by this last weekend and some of the things that I saw, and applies maybe some level of common sense. But because we have total anarchy in the country and we're recovering from civil war, I think it's difficult because people play on ignorance of the majority of the population. And because those people never experience it, no one want to bring it up to them. And so I think they're doing a huge disservice to our people by not informing them of how things supposed to run civilly.
Okay, let me
Thank
hold you there. Don't allow your pressure or cholesterol to go over the roof. These people think when you're mad, then you were even before the real movie start, they will be carrying you out elsewhere, and you don't want to do that. You want to see how the setting and the endings of the show. That's what can be very much interesting. Let's
Absolutely.
welcome the reactions, the seditions / claim to be independent, but monkey never lead a blind hand beyond. You see the reaction, you know that. You see the sedition. They speak in code. Walton Carter is LPR senior analyst based in the state of Connecticut. Where is this guy? Joe Lieberman, is he still alive? Carter.
Still active, still strong, going strong.
Wow. The Jewish woman. Okay, Carter, happy Sunday. Good to see you.
Yeah, man, it's nice to see everybody. Yeah, the security analysts want to be politician.
Oh
We
God.
see, we see, we see, we see Dr. Mali, the capital punishment man, have become completely Lothian, dominating the government, pushing narrative of trouble politics now in Liberia. But we have to stand, we have to debunk everything and make sure that this network remain independent, like we are independent. Um, Make sure everything is right and waiting for labor to come back so we can put him in his place.
The guy is coming back. But you know what? I have a classified information on this. I have a classified information on him. And I'm going to design it. I'm going to put it because there's no way because it is his own. He authors it. Somebody said, I don't know what Kato you agree with. Somebody said, and I will ask all of you guys to get their opinion that President Boyka has gizilized the country or localized the country. I don't know what kind of war is that,
That
but
that 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 is absolutely true to the extent they once upon a time liberal Dr. Malik Jones that was speaking as an independent openly confessed on this network, and even the political, I mean the security analysts want to be politician also. And, they have agreed that they're running a kind of a low-fast solidarity movement on this network. is to tell you that to the extent that Mr. Bwaka, President Bwaka, has influenced the political discourse in our country, and he has enlarging to an extent the Lofians that Lofa is Liberia. So his government, almost 95% of appointed positions are from Lofa County, and yeah, and it's sad. It's sad. On a serious note, it's sad, and we gotta call it for what it is.
All right, all right. I mean, people ask me to put it out.
Uh,
Let me go to Dr. Mali. Is that your what about concept? Is that correct? Is there some sort of proof in it?
CEO, thank you very much. We will not let this statement survive. We will have to suffocate this statement because there is nothing in the Constitution that we got to implore Parliament and Loma Man and Gizzi Man and representative of tribe. We're not running a tribal government. In this country, the president of this great country has appointed people who he think are loyal to him. And I think Joseph Barker made a mistake. Joseph Barker is supposed to appoint people who will be loyal to him, irrespective if all of them will even come from Lofa County. When you are in power, you decide how the ship goes, right? So it's not a constitutional violation, even if Joseph Barker decided to appoint all professionals from Lofa County. There is no constitutional violation in there. We have seen it in other parts of the world, including this country we're sitting in, right? So I don't understand why is it that people are making it to look like, oh, Joseph Barker appoint 95% people from Lofa County. It's not in violation of the Constitution, not at all. Those are presidential generosity. He can wish to extend it to the rest of the tribe, and he can wish to limit it just to his tribe. There's nothing wrong with that. They're absolutely not. When it's not in violation of the Constitution, it's just fine.
It's just fine. Let me pause you there. Let's go to Delaware. That's the beauty of this network. We don't sanction voices. We don't throw people behind the scene because we do not agree with them. Equally, we do not intend to leave our followers and viewers behind in expressing their comfort, their opinions, their views, as long as done in a civil context. Moses, there you have it there to properly articulate it and giving constitutional backing to Dr. Mali, which of course is legitimate. That's part of his independency here on this network here. Does that add up?
Let me just say this, Mr. So. When I initially spoke this evening, I talked about people playing the ignorance of our people. Today, we don't teach Liberian civics in the school system, so people don't know what people's responsibilities are as a citizen, whether we got different 70 different tribes and what have you. Like Mr. Mali said, let me just say this. The government, the entire government is inclusive of the judiciary, the legislative body that includes the senators, and the executive. When you run for office, they give you that authority through the electoral process to run the country. You bring in people who you know are qualified, that believe in your vision for the country. And you employ those people. The representation across the board comes in with the Senate and the legislative body, the Congress, the House. That's where the people go to election and represent those people. Those people represent them. I didn't hear anybody crying when we are in the office, and everybody close to him came from the Southeast. Nobody complained about that. He had the privilege and the right to do that.
We had a conversation.
At no point that it is wrong to have people you appoint who you feel comfortable with, who will believe in your vision to do the work that needs to be done. That's what democracy is. Now, having said that, if you violate the Constitution by putting people who are not qualified, then they be held responsible. Then the people can speak out, and that's why the people who represent the 15 counties have the opportunity to vet and confirm these individuals that you're appointed. So you're not doing that unilaterally. Let me just educate our people for a minute to stop thinking in that direction. It's not wrong for Joseph Buckeye to appoint his people, and it's not wrong for the Senate to confirm these people once they're appointed. That's the legislative process. That's how government and democracy works.
Okay, let me just pause you there. But for record state, we discussed that we frown on that the structure on George Weah, even as far as Samuel Doe, when people were appointed predominantly from their own area, which seems to be these people want to pledge complete loyalty. But however, you give it, you articulated, and that of Dr. Malley, there's no constitutional provision here. It's not a proportionate government. It's not a day of fire interference or factional government where you got to bring your own people. But this time, when people are elected, it's strictly who enjoys the confidence and competency of the president, and the president can appoint that. But we did frown on that because we said those were Soviet. So, Keto, here we are. We are remaking history. We put the baby, the old man now, the baby. I'm not referring to, because when I say old man is work, I'm not referring to the president. But we are making a new baby here now. But they are giving good justification, constitutional backing. They're making the argument. So here we are. Can we define that, Moses?
Please.
Moses, I send you a text.
CEO, 10 seconds, please, before Keto comes.
No,
hold on.
Let Keto come to it. Something.
So this is the thing.
A message.
And I will also tell you there's constitutional provision for that.
Okay.
That appointed position to be distributed among the counties, the 15 counties, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right, in Liberia, the appointed position, because I think they didn't want to to carry on the art of tribalism in our governmental structure. It's in the constitution. I will find that provision. Secondly, I always hear people talk about the southeastern region as if the southeastern region is one county. If Mr. So can bear me right, there are almost, I think, 5 or 6 counties that make up the southeastern region. We are talking about one county called Lofa County, that almost 95% of government appointed position by the executive, not the legislator, the executive, almost 95% are from Lofa. And then you make reference to the southeastern region that got Rewa G. We're talking about Grand Gila. We're talking about Synod. We're talking about Maryland. We're talking about maybe Rewa says, am I mistaken? We're talking about Grand Crew. We're talking about those counties, 5 or 6 counties from the southeastern, and you guys just brand everything to say the southeastern region, President Weah implore everybody. That's not true. The people that were in this in the government under President Weah, most of them were elected position. President Weah employed a lot of people from Lofa County, a lot of people from Nima County, a lot of people from Bom County, a lot of people from the southeastern, the so-called southeastern region that people refer to and think that one county. There were people in his government from all over. This government alone, everybody you name high positions, they are from Lofa County, from the governor of the bank, all the way to wherever sitting mayor or whoever.
All right. We're not going
no. You're not coming in same way. I gotta come in. We need to set the record straight.
Hold on. Yeah, we gotta do it other than number. I should bring Moses to that point. You see, your quick toaster. Yes, how the military coup and majority.
Mr. Keta is boiling on blood right now.
How?
Look at the example senior analyst Carter is making here. It's not even adding up. Okay? It is, there's something called presidential prerogative, where the president can decide by sense of goodwill and to become a representative of all the people and say, look, Manchurian, I will bring some people in from the other country and other thing. Okay? They want democracy will keep hanging on to bring people to power. It says the winner takes all. Why he didn't say the winner takes some? The winner takes all. And so this also applicable, taking all the job for you and qualified people.
Oh, sorry. Hold on. Go ahead, Mali.
We're trying to undermine my presentation.
No, trying to fix something.
You see?
Go ahead.
The democracy says winner takes all. It is by political generosity, probably we can create this equilibrium to say, okay, you know, let's try to normalize this thing. I mean, so we all work together as part of the unity. But it should not see that, it should not be like it's compulsory. It's a constitutional violation that the president just limit himself, that the president should employ people from the 16th county. No, it's not there. Okay? But by wisdom, and we coexist, and we can also go into other countries to see who is qualified and bring them into the picture. After all, the issue is loyalty. You got to be loyal. I'm not too sure how Mr. Carter and his group will be loyal to me if I bring them into my space. All right. So if I come from Crook County, and somebody is qualified there, or all of them are qualified there, I will bring all of them in. I don't think there's a problem with that. You see, I never found problem with this, even with President Weah, that he bringing all his Southeasterner into it. I never found problem with this thing here, because it is a prerogative. He never violated in the Constitution. You see, but common sense will tell us that, okay, this is a government. Let's try to open it up to other qualified professionals from other tribe or other county. You know, common sense will tell us this, but it's not compulsory. You see, so the issue of the political equilibrium is not enshrined in our Constitution. Thank you, CEO.
Okay, let's bring Mose, and then we're going to shift gear to, we are not going to, I mean, it just came in, so we have to talk about, and that's the beauty of this network here. We touch every aspect that people are afraid to talk about, but the more we talk about these things, the better it becomes for our society, because people need to be informed, educated, and have these painful conversations. Moses, I believe you wanted to come in, and the guy from Pawtucket area in Rhode Island, Independence Sludge, according to Keter, but I'm not going to go there. Keter started by attacking you guys here off front.
Yeah.
Right. That's not strange. That's how seditions behave. Go ahead.
I wish sometimes we have a conversation on the issues and forget about politicking. But Keter, again, he's been known for just coming in and throwing political innuendos. Number one is that looking at the Boycott administration, the former minister, the late minister of state and presidential affairs, was he from Lofa? It's the EPS director from Lofa. It's the national security advisor from Lofa. It's the minister of defense from Lofa.
Kofi Wood.
National the joint security from Lofa. These are key positions of advisors to the president. How dare you think that we are not smart enough to understand that in the Southeastern we talk about includes counties and not a county. It's an insult, Keter. You don't try to play on people's intelligence. We did not. People complain about it. I will only give an example of what people were alleging at the time. And at no point, anybody who worked in the Weah administration was elected by people to work with WIA. The elected positions represent the people, and appointed positions are different from elected positions. So when you misspoke, I would take it that you misspoke and said there were people working with WIA. Just equally so, there are people who were elected in other positions that are working with the now sitting chief executive of the Republic of Liberia, as in the legislative body and other places where the Constitution calls for elected officials. So, please, I don't think we should.
All right, we're going to put a let's Keto do his last respond, and then we're going to share. We're not going to have respond to respond.
No respond. I just make correction here. I didn't say people were elected to work with WIA. I said when people refer to a lot of people in President WIA government came. I mean, he was appointed from the Southeastern. I say most of the people were elected to positions. Like in the Senate, we saw most of the people that were elected from the House, the representative. They were people that were in an elected position. I didn't tell you that. I said the appointment. President WIA appointment was not only when President WIA appointment was not only from the Southeastern, according to our Constitution. Somebody just chatted in the chat room that Mr. Mali don't even know about. The Constitution of Liberia, according to the Constitution of Liberia, the 1986 Constitution, representation of political appointees across the counties, the country's counties, in Article 6B. The exact provision is there, Article 56B, right? That in making appointment under clause A above.
We gotta go.
No, it's not true.
No, because he said it's not true. This is an educational piece. It's in the Constitution. It's in the Constitution. It's not there.
No, stop politicizing the thing.
It's not political.
Go and read Article 56B. Go and read it.
Go read that thing, man. But stop.
Hello, guys. Hello.
Why you not taking him to court?
Gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
We can't do this. We got to do it one. We have to do it one at a time. And I hope we can stick to this standard. Our folks, a lot of expectation too. They are looking because then they will not know what we're talking about. So let's do it one at a time. And when the moderator call for some silent in court, now the judge you could now we can do it. Yeah, but I mean it is. We're going to close on it. Keto, are you still in flight?
Well, I see the doctor and the security analyst into my truck. The Constitution, there's a constitutional provision that provides or give the president the guideline how to make appointments so there can be geographical balance with the political appointees in the country. And it's in the Constitution.
Thank you.
They didn't tell you it's at the
No, I say thank you so much. We're gonna go ahead. But you see, this is where the fallback is, especially for the sedition. You know, when they were arguing, when people were saying, President, we are using to a private jet, blah blah blah, and all of that here, well, you guys were unable to defend what the reason why the president was using it. People were not able to really take the position to a convincing position. People were just annoyed and they were responding any kind of way. I even thought this one here, of course, every president, people who enjoys the confidence, you're not going to appoint anybody who you think. But I thought the argument we are being here, well, wait a minute. We saw the old man saying the last time around, they're not going to be a green Liberia, blue Liberia, white Liberia. But yeah, we are. Then you can hold him to that. But is this commensurate with the president's argument, what he was saying? That could give it a different conversation. So you're lazy. I'm sending it. You're lazy. To you hire all and pays good money. Let we do the work. You don't want to do it. When you get it, you're finished eating it when you're born and you say put more can. So that one, we can't do that one there. No market where bamboo draw. Right, Moses?
That's right.
We're in the future now. Nobody going to come tell me, say, in the future. No, because we already in the, we already in the future.
CEO,
yeah, hold on one second.
on the screen. So who put the funny thing there?
What is that? Oh no! Oh, I don't care what is that?
They got Halloween. They got hot. They got
no. Hold on. You know the thing that sometimes I hold a liberal not infiltrate my system. Okay, yeah, maybe that. Okay, let's bring in.
Thank you. Go.
Wow, let's bring. Thank you so much for that correction. Let's bring in Terry Collins, another Washington supporter of Unity Party. Wait a minute, Moses, are you? Well, what is the nomenclature of what is the representation? I know Mali's position, Terry's position, Keto's position, and but you who? Which side you did, my brother?
Most objective person on this panel.
James, can you look at your email, please? Yeah, go ahead. He said you are the most what?
I'm the most objective person.
All right, well, we'll see. Mr. Collins, good evening, welcome.
Good evening to everybody, the examiner. Good evening, sir. Mr. Sigbe, Dr. Mali, and Keto, they are independent / we are sharing. You know.
Now you're talking.
So you're more objective. Are you saying you're more objective than Terry?
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Speaking of me?
Yeah.
Yes, in some sense, in some ways. Yes, in some ways I am.
Okay. All right, guys, let's have a conversation. Good to have you here. Okay, this this video surfaced that led to the. But first of all, let's go back here and where the loyalty come from. But what's his name? Brown. The former what they call labor inspector. I don't even know. I didn't witness it. I don't know whether there was a confirmation. But let me just go to you guys first to see what really trending from your area, because too much is going on. I know people looking at political direct to see what is happening. Dr. Malis, let's start with you. What is your burning issue in your book this evening? Or what been unfolding during the weekends so far? What you want us to examine?
Well, there's a precedent being set in Liberia now that when something happens, before we tend to roll our sleeves, tighten our belt, and try to address the issue. And I strongly believe that when the issue is at bay and nothing has happened, that's the best time to address the issue. So I'm referring to the issue of the fire service department. And examiner, you will agree with me of late, the last 3 or 4 months, there was so much fire issue in our town there that destroy houses. Some people even die. And I noticed since that time up to today, because fire hasn't come out in any place again to do anything, everybody just quiet about this. So everything we're even talking about the fire now, how to improve this, that sector has gone on the ground. So that's something that really caught my attention this evening.
But the fire is back again. We saw one of the big network, how you call it, cell phone company building. So
yes,
is it that okay? Let's go to everybody and please we can just pick one and see whether we can tap into that. This is very, very much important at your will. What you think, Moses? What do you have in your diary?
What I have in my diary has to do with law and order in the country.
Law and order. And
I speak on the sense that I'm not sure where we are when we look at democracy and we look at law and order, where we're saying there were people who were being brutalized on the street. We saw an eviction. And in my own studies and experience, I thought eviction has a total different definition from what I saw being exercised in Liberia, in the Republic of Liberia, if we continue to talk about democracy. We saw arrest of individuals. And I think most of the comments of people talking about other people saying they're going to start the Muslim and Christian unrest in the country, which would be turned to civil conflict. And all of these things are things. And that's what I said on the show the other day when Dr. Molly Jones made the remark the other day about stability. And I said anything like that needs to be looked at from a security perspective. And at least there has to be some B's put out to examine the legitimacy of some of these comments. But it should raise eyebrow every time you hear these kind of comments in the community. And
Okay. Hold
it, and boom, the
Okay.
next unrest.
Okay. Thank you so much for your piece. Let's keep it succinct. Keta, what do you have in your political book?
Well, it was just something to what Mr. Sipe said, the political, the security analyst said concerning the manner in which the police execute orders or the manner in which the court give order. I think the police is acting directly on court orders, and some of the order the court give, sometimes they misinterpret their own order. Because when you go evict people, you don't start throwing their belonging. I mean, the way they did things, standing by and letting surveillance throw rocks at the people in the home, the people throwing petrol bomb back at the police or the surveillance, whatever, and making the whole thing, the commotion was so crazy, arresting people, and allowing surveillance to beat on them, I mean, the whole breakdown of law and order in the country, I think is something that, worth talking about. I think the police need to be trained more. I mean, in-services should be done. People say maybe 3 times a year. I say like every month they should go for in-service because you're dealing with behavior of people. So at least as the people, behavior change or evolve, the police too should use more new strategy to deal with them so they can have good community policing. Because I mean, you policing the people, if you don't have good rapport with them, your objective will just be bad. Your outcome will be completely bad. And that's what we've been seeing in recent time. And I think for Gabriel Coleman, you should know better.
Thank you so much. Let's go to Minneapolis, Minnesota. Terry is there. Terry.
Yeah, Mr. So, how you doing? And again, well, I think I was listening to something y'all was saying, even though I got my own something, but I want to chime in on this one. The thing that you guys were saying about the president appointee. I think those things, Tabata came from Center Waterspoon radio station. But Article 54 and 56 of the Constitution grant the president the power to nominate and with the consent of the Senate, appoint cabinet ministers and other officials. So the president have the power to appoint who he want to appoint, but there is another law, the executive law from 1973 that states that as far as practicable, the president should appoint at least one member of the cabinet from every county of the republic. So this does not mean that the president should fill out his whole cabinet with all the county, 15 county or how many county in the country and all of that. They say at least one person from each county. So I don't see where the president wants because
mini is optional. I said mini is optional, right?
Yeah, it's optional.
No, if it's constitutional, it's not optional. It's constitutional.
No, it's no.
Yeah, you finish with
the Constitution says that the president have the right to appoint and the executive confirm. That is within the purview of the president. But there is an executive law that says at least the president can appoint or should appoint one person of every county, at least.
And that's
so it's optional. It's not mandatory.
It's executive, right?
Yeah, it's the executive law.
It's not constitutional. It's executive.
Yeah, I agree with you. It's not that is the debate around it. It is not constitutional. The Constitution gives the president the power to appoint, which is Article 54 and Article 56. You go there, you read it, it will tell you the scope of the president's authority. So the president is not in error to even take all the people from Lofa County and appoint them in a government. It's up to him. Joria did the same thing. We're not saying it's good, but what we're saying when you want to discuss that issue by law, the president is not wrong. He's not in error.
Okay.
I just wanted to put that in.
Is that your talking point as well? Okay, then let's take a quick break. When we come back, okay, then let's take a quick break. When we come back, we hit the point.
Hey you, it's time to pack your bags. The world is calling. From the skies above to every corner of the map, explore all 7 continents with journeys designed especially for Europe and Africa. Whether it's a cruise, an all-inclusive resort, a hotel, car rental, theme park getaway, or the perfect excursion, Ayana's Dream Escapes brings the world within reach. Adventures start here. Don't just dream, escape. Book now, visit our site, scan the QR code, or just call today.
That's right. That's it right there. If you are travel outside, do that. But just before we got on air, what?
You see my plane over there, then you go through that kind of commercial. We ain't ready for that commercial yet. The plane not ready yet.
We don't even know whether there will ever be a fundraiser for that plane. But okay, guys. Let me see it. I don't know whether Dr. Mali is back. Okay, Dr. Mali is back. Oh no, yeah, Dr. Mali is back. But just before we got on air, and it was good that I just stopped over to Walgreens 24 hour to get a Tylenol. He's coming back. He's coming back. Yeah, I was told, and he did a post. Let's get a gist of what this post is all about of his return, and we can proceed. Let's watch this and see.
Oh my goodness!
You guys will continue to pray for us until we can put him to rest, and we need your prayer, your support in every form, especially for us to be able to live with it. Thank you, family and friends all over the world. Thanks again for your support.
Thank you, Georgia, for your strength as well, for your support. I think this is a very difficult one, but you have been there for everything else. You know, he's our son, but yet still you there nightly checking and making sure that I'm okay as well. As I stated earlier, the reason of this video is to inform family members and friends that I am going to go back on the air. And the reason here is this is what we've been doing. Like Rock Public Radio has been the second home for all of us here for the last 17, 18 years. Even though this is a tragic situation for me, to lose a son as old as he was, and no longer with me, it's a very difficult time. But we will do our best to do what we can with the support of the family. The young man is going to be laid to rest. In February 22nd, we're all going to be in Toll Town.
Let's hit the ground to Ron Akwe is here from North Dakota. Akwe, can you mute your background? You've not come with the background. Wait, can you come? I'm hearing noise. Well, not hearing myself, but I start hearing your feedback again.
What are you still hearing anything?
Yeah, when I'm talking, I'm hearing it, so I don't know where that's from your end. But quickly here, try to work on that, please. Let me just mute you here. So that was the Liberal Progressive. Akwe, you gotta fix it. Please fix it. You gotta go over and come. That was a Liberal Progressive in a little short video. You know, it's funny. The old man, he sit down there, he be checking on me and this and that. Come on, Liberal man, we don't want to bash you here. Look, but this guy is coming back. Terry, your guy is coming back. The rescuer people, they are coming back. They've been sending me messages. When the Liberal coming, this guy is coming back. Now here we don't give. There's no any special treatment here. I don't want to sound ridiculous here, but it's and I like how you put it. This is a business we all sign up for here. So, Dr. Mali, let me bring you in this thing here because the two of us here, more or less, we can cry our own cry, we can fight our own battle here. Now, should this guy be given some sort of preference here and get away with stuff? Because it definitely he will be ridiculous when he come back. That I can guarantee. That his middle and last name. Your mic is muted. You want to unmute yourself?
The laborer is bereaved, and we all sympathize with him. I just hear him making a remark that he's coming back to his little responsibility. But I think within our traditional cycle, sometimes when these things happen, you take some time off, recalibrate, get adjusted. Then I think it also shows some signs of time to be with the family. Because now look at it the flip side. Laborer coming back to the show. What message is it going to send to his people, to his supporters, to his family? What message is going to send? I don't think I'm going to send a good message from where we come from, you know. So if he takes some time off, a month or so, you know, get adjusted, get back to his show, at least people say, okay, this is the reason why he was not around. But I think it's too early. The person his son had not even been buried. Now he's thinking about his extra curriculum. So someone could easily conclude that the laborer is putting his extra curriculum he considered to be more significant, and then the burial of his son and the bereavement of the family. You know, we come from this social cultural background. So I would entreat him to take some time off so that at least we, the sympathizer, will know, yes, our laborer is off and because of this. But just coming back is like my close relative die or son die or whatsoever, and my office will give me some time off, and I will be off for some time, and you know, to get adjusted, get back to myself, and you know, then finally get back. But this whole process is still in motion. This is what baffles me. It's still in motion.
Okay, let me hold you there. All right, and that's what we do here. Sometimes we discuss the critical pain. I'm just only asking a simple question: whether we will allow him to fly away. But I think from what I see,
you said what will allow him?
Yeah, asking whether there will be some sort of preference because when you start getting ridiculous here. But the key thing here is, I believe he has done the family to have been in conversation, and especially seeing the wife standing by his side. I had such sort of experience here too when my mom passed. You know, institutions, I know we are all culture oriented, but institutions, the survival of the institutions and our responsibility to can get on. But that's we're going to see that. Let me break in the Reverend. What are these biblical aspect of it? The political Reverend. You unmute yourself.
First of all, we still sympathize with Labor greatly, and we want to extend our heartfelt condolences to the bereaved and the family. But Labor coming back is predicated upon his own will. It have nothing to do the way Dr. Mali putting it. I don't think that is appropriate. It is also therapeutic for Labor to come back and to keep talking, because when he does that, it helps to heal. It helps him to heal. It could be a means by which he heals as well. You know, so it depends on the state of mind where he's at the moment. Probably right now, Labor is in more pain by not even talking than if he were talking.
The old
You
man are
know,
talking big. He old man can talk. He alone can talk. So I agree with you on that one, yeah, Terry. The old man are talking big. And maybe the juice, because the juice too now it running out. So maybe okay, that's fine. Ketra, let's
but
hear
yeah,
you. All right. I just want us to, this is a
Well,
show that we can question one of our own, and I think it's being done in a very honest fashion, which is it is here, because Karen is going nuts, tweeting here now that Mali afraid of me, or is it? This is how they behave. But Dr. Mali, they'll lead these people. Then they were not saying, let's hear you, Ketra.
yeah, I mean, the Libra is missed on this show by his fans and supporters and stuff like that. The Libra bring a unique part of this show. I mean, I mean, we cannot take that from the Libra. He's bereaved, and I think at his own appointed time he will appear, and it's comfortable. We cannot tell him when to appear and when not to appear. So when he see a fit and comfortable for him to come back, we are open to welcome him. The only thing we'll tell him that there is no room for Tabata here. We're putting him in the back. He has no power. In fact, the board, we have to go and review some of the things in the board. If we can amend some of the constitution in the board that give him a lot of power, we're going to take it back.
Yeah, that one, yeah, definitely. We're going to lead that. We have to strip in some of those so-called
Yes,
power he think he
power,
gets and stuff like that.
and try to
Okay,
gain some correct form and not Chinese form because we want the participant to
okay. Let me see. Akwe, I hope you okay. Moses, you want to speak on that?
Yeah, let me just say this, folks. In the time of bereavement or these sad events, people get consoled in many different ways. And I am of the feeling that Libra owes so much to this show that he thinks it would be somewhat therapeutic for him coming back and being able to accept what he's going through, because you grieve in many different ways. There are people who grieve by being alone, people who grieve by just getting involved with other things and those kind of things. So I think the decision is his. If he thinks he's prepared to come back at this time, I think it should be open to him to do that. It may be a source of comfort and soothing to him to come back and be on the shore, whereas he's not sitting home and worrying about his son's death and all that stuff like that. And maybe he would be more focused when he come and participate in the show and talk about other things, so that it won't drive him nuts and stressed out because of the death of his son. So I think that privilege should be left with him to do that.
Okay. What is not guaranteed if we see more of this?
People supposed to be the one to produce, to do the oil product, what have you. You lie, you giving something important like that. You go insert lie into it, and he has to speak it up because you give it to him. And that's the one going about. People running away now because you lie. You are on intellectualists. You lie. Things are getting out of hand in Liberia. I'm not too sure why.
Okay. That's the liberal progressive. There is something about this guy too. The guy is saying there's no bad bush for a child, and but he's a very decent, good gentleman. We don't agree on a lot of things. Now, the only thing I like about him, when we clash here, by the time I get off and running to work, then he called the Bezio. I like, oh, but he did a video now of his return. But the guy is saying I got to take it to sleep tonight to see what my ancestor then will approve it for you to recount. So that video with he consulting Terry Kamiye, Terry Pite, and where he said all of me on the live feed tweeting crazy Clarence David, Dr. Mali afraid of him and blah blah blah. Where it's not approved. We'll see before 8 o'clock tomorrow what are the liberal tie video will
CEO 30 seconds, please.
It will be granted.
My people.
I say I did 30 seconds, please.
Go ahead. Tell us to do what? To find a motion?
Oh no, Mr. Keto said something here about the brand. The labor brand of LPR is awesome. The labor brand of the LPR, the board need to have it dismantled, removed, and erased. Because if we want to talk about brand, that's the most ridiculous brand. I think the examiner even striving successfully. You can get a brand that is so divisive. People cannot understand where you are. One day you're ridiculous. One day, no. We are in the 21st century, and the platforms should commensurate with what we produce around here. That brand.
Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me, doctor?
Yes, give me chance.
Let's go. We gotta go ahead quickly. Make your point quick, Dr. Mali.
Mr. Keto, you need to keep your gun to your chest.
But you talking about that now?
The brand is not necessary. It should be removed.
Okay. Let's see what I'm going to have it removed tonight. Good evening, caller.
Yes. Good evening, Mr. Soul, and good evening to all of you guys in the studio.
I know he was calling.
This is Samson Toll, the Liberal of course.
Yep.
I've been listening. Mr. Soul, first of all, I want to thank all of you guys that have been holding the camera while we've been gone for a while. Dr. Malley just display what happened in every family member from Nigeria. It's not like we're all on the same page. These things are emotional. So he's not speaking in isolation. Before even making this video to come out here, I had consultation with family members, and someone taking the same line as Dr. Malley. So it's not a strange. Those of you that have 4, 5, 6 brothers, cousins, you know, these things will come up. But to be honest with you, Dr. Malley, while I do appreciate everything that you stated, for me, coming back on the show, and I think my wife was pretty much on board with it, because when she goes to work, I sit here, the kids in their rooms, you know, the American children, they don't even talk to you. They sit in that room. And then I sit down and all kinds of stuff going through my mind. It's difficult to rest. And then the only person that will call, and when he listened to my voice sound a little bit different, then he start with all his team that guy coming over there to come take care of you. It's Mr. Soul. So I think coming back here on LPR, why it's going to be difficult? We have to. LPR, like I stated, is like a home, second home to many of us. We've been doing this LPR stuff for almost 18 years. 19, and stuff. In fact, just to put a little fun into it, when we started, we had our station manager, who was then the person that used to carry our show, because we all were not on the same page. And he's a very, very talented. He's still talented, and he used to carry our show. But at the same time, true story, when we're ready to come on at 8 o'clock, that's when he wants to go to the store to buy chicken soup. And then he said, I'll be back, I'll go buy my chicken soup. We come here at 8 o'clock. You going to buy chicken soup now? But we have to wait. We've been together for a very long time. We went to Phoenix, and we had to buy some stuff in Phoenix. Mr. Soul is just driving all over. He's not from Phoenix. He doesn't know around his way around. But we have to buy stuff to make sure that we get on air. So those are the kinds of stuff that we have done. And having you guys on this show is an added bonus to come and have conversation with you guys. Disagreeing with you, Dr. Malley, if I were on your show tonight, you coming with all kind of tamata, I would deal with you tomorrow. And the other reverend, I will call him reverend tonight. You come when you hear Terry come and say, I don't know how many counts they like, then you know you're coming to tamata. When Terry Collins say he doesn't know how many counts in Nigeria, then you know Tawata coming. But that's the kind of thing I think is very good for all of us. And I think me coming back is not a form of disrespect to the family, not disrespect to my son. But I'm old now too. I need to get into this talking mode to try to forget about 1, 2, 3 things in life. So I'll be by tomorrow, guys. All of you will be able to join me. So thank you for the time, Terry, Dr. Malik, Moses, Carter, James. Thank you, Carter. Don't ask for the link tomorrow. I'm not going to send you a link.
You see me?
I don't want
He's
to
talking.
share
You
my.
see, this is what I'm trying.
I will praise you. I will praise you. We'll pack you in the back.
All right. Well, you see, you don't learn. Goodbye. When I talk to you guys, we don't. I was just looking at Kepler and I knew we were going to get to this point. I can tell you we will be here, and the liberal will not fly. I have something that I'm working on. You will not fly away here. Well, guys, good to have you here. Akwe, good to be here. You know, this year we are like a family. He's a very interesting character. So, and that's who he is. You know, that's if that were happening, it would happen. But this is what happened. He led the crusade in the buildings of Capitol building. Whether we should be removed vehemently, whatever way, constitutionally, we don't know. But this is what happened. Let's see. Let's listen to this mass choir, not a Brother T.T. Tebner. Okay. Lpr is a very interesting country. That is the chamber, the returner there. You see there. I don't know how he gained control, where this whole came from, but maybe that was a signal when people are tired with the system, whether it is a right system or wrong system. I'm not the one to determine that, but we saw that playing out, and he became the darling of the rescue. But here he was more or less the voice of the workers, staff was at Capitol. And as a result, he was having a good position. He decided to go, he went for a appointed position. And now he turned to arresting officer. And now the law said, no, you are not an arresting officer. You are administrator. And you are maybe stepping over the bounds. We don't know all of the details there. But seeing what is happening here, Akwe, let me bring you in. You've been away for a little one. The care eating your own baby here or what?
Okay, so first I will begin by saying this. I listened to the song. There are 2 errors Liberians have made. One was the mayhem, the atrocities, the bloodletting that claimed the lives of over 250,000 of Liberians. That was an error. Another error that Liberians made in our country was the elections of making Weah president of the country. And because of what they did, we know exactly what the country went through. For one of the first time, the country, officials, the government had what? We're slammed with Magnitsky sanctions. You had the president of the country leaving for days, over 40 days. So they took the line to get him out. But then, the thing is, Mr. So, when we are friends, we are friends. It doesn't mean that, when you step your bond or when you do things that are illicit, that are wrong, the law should not take its course. The Liberia we envision, the Liberia that we want, we need to be clear to all the people we call our friends. So I technically do not know the nitty-gritty of what he may have done, but if he went against the bitter will of the law, then the law be able to take its own course. That's what I can say.
Okay, so let's spin around here, and that's a very arguable point here. Keto,
Yes, sir.
let's take the opposition side here. Yes, he could have been, or he was a loyalist, but being a loyalist does not give you the pass to do things that dishonest or perhaps ethical values is being violated here. Basic principles of
Yeah.
working there. So, yeah, can you give the owner credit on this one?
He
Well,
will
it's
not.
not for me. It's not a credit for me. This the thing. I think we kind of put our president on pedestal, and that's not right. All president, and I frown at people giving president credit or cheering president when they do what they took oath to do to protect and defend the Constitution of the Republic of Liberia. The president appointed this individual. I don't care about his past, what he was so or strongly against President Weah administration, agitating a lot of protestation at the Senate and all that thing. I don't care about that. That was political thing. His action on that day, I came on this show and I talked about it. I say it was wrong, and I think the president should look into it. He's not a police officer, and I think I said on this show, he's not a police officer. He cannot arrest anybody. You know, these are things where people back in the day say, you know, who am I? Who am I? And they start to beat on people. They ain't got no kind of security authority, but they beat on people, and it led to our civil war. It led to people getting killed in our society. So his office is his office. His jurisdiction is his jurisdiction. If he finds somebody was violating the law, his duty was to call an arresting officer or report it to the authority that will, sanction that person into coming into an investigation. Instead, he was being very, very disrespectful to the individual, whether it was Liberian or it was a foreign national. I think his action was not a good thing. And looking at his public, being a public figure, I think his action was bad, and the president did what the president's supposed to do in this case. So I'm not going to chair the president on it. He's doing his work. Let him do it.
Okay, let me bring in Dr. Mali. There seems to be a newborn guy, kept listening to him walking the line of being independence. How long can John stay in the army?
Well, I don't know whether His Excellency, former President he's now beginning to turn himself into a smaller god, where people tend to be worshiping him now. And I think this is where too many things go wrong. That song I saw down there, instead of people worshiping our living God, they're worshiping him. Okay, even transforming, making song out of his name. So it's like we have become an idol now, where people are worshiping him in our country, and that is dangerous. That is blasphemy. It's a very blasphemous. You can't do that, right? And so I vehemently rather go against that. So I don't know what kind of loyalty is that. People, instead of worshiping the Almighty God, they're worshiping Joe Weah? Really? In the 21st century?
But I'm sure what I was worshiping, he asking George Weah to take it.
Look at the song alone. Those are glory that's supposed to be sent to God.
No, but Dr. Mali, he's asking, he's leading the campaign at the time for Weah to go. So I don't think that was a worship.
No, that was a worship.
See, they gotta play the song so I think the doctor can hear it. The man is telling the Senate staffer that Joe Weah should go. They're tired with him. He should go. Go, Joe Weah. We don't want you. And he said they're worshiping him.
Let's bring in Terry.
They're not even supposed to sing that kind of song. That's a worship. You don't know? That's an honor to Joe Weah. What are you talking about?
Okay, that's the beauty of this network.
The issue of the security officer, this and that. These things shouldn't be strange. These are not strange phenomena in our system. These are some of the post-war drama. You see, when this thing happened, even when the police sit on car and standing before the car challenging an engine, the police director don't come and arrest this guy and prosecute them. People are traumatized in our country. Even the politician, that song alone, it being sung by trauma people. Our people are traumatized everywhere. Joe, we are go, Joe. Why spend 20, 30 minutes singing this kind of song?
Oh my
These
goodness.
are some of the results when people are traumatized.
Okay. Okay, Terry.
You just promoting Joe, we are.
Yeah, Mr. So, I want to look at this thing from two different angles. The first angle is the president is in the right because the president have the power to appoint and to dismiss, right? But the political aspect is that as a leader, you have to be flexible. You don't just fire people because you see something on video or you see them misbehaving. You have to do disciplinary measures on certain people based upon the contribution they made for you in the political system. Because from my school of thought on leadership, a good leader is a leader who is flexible. A good leader is a leader who can balance the equation. Certain people, you can take drastic action. Suspend a man. Tell the man, say, look, you need to be suspended for X, Y, Z time, and you need to come publicly and apologize. All right, because of your action. We don't really know the whole story. We know whether the people were fighting before they something. We don't even know whether if that video, it was because of that video the president fired the guy. We don't even know. But the president have taken some measures by firing and dismissing key people in his government, which I think was careless from leadership perspective, from a political leadership perspective, especially when you are depending on the people to regain power tomorrow. There are some people you can suspend them. I'm not against the president taking action to fire people. That the president right, he got the right to fire people. But tomorrow, take for example, let me lay on this note, Mr. So take for example, one of the major reasons why Joe failed in the elections was because of his attitude towards his allies, the very people who helped him to come to power. When he got in power, he did against them, like the likes of Prince Johnson. Other people, he put them far away from him. He started attacking people and other things that helped to bring him to power. So when the time came to help him to regain power, those people were not around. And that is why he lost the election. Wow. So, like, look at the Minds and Energy, the guy from Minds and Energy. Today, I saw the man. The man were organizing group. Sooner or later, that man will do something that you're not supposed to do. The other guy from a lot of people, and this might continue to happen. Steve Zago. Steve Zago was suspended and never to return. Up to today, we don't even know what really the president took the action against Steve Zago. We don't even know. We know what happened. Tomorrow, when you say you won't be president, you will need these people. You will need them. But they help you yesterday. They are still there. Their help is still there. You will need it tomorrow. That's just my own.
So the hearing already started.
And you see, Terrence. I mean,
hold on one second, please. I'm gonna be breaking in Moses on the eve of the return of the liberals. These guys, they are already starting this sort of heavy pain on people, and that was Terry. I don't know where Terry going with this one. They wanna do it, I wanna do this here. This is unbelievable. You don't know who they are. Today the white, the next day the blue, the pink, the heady star. Esther, trust me, get your ibuprofen in, because that's another way Terry is celebrating the liberal here tonight. But I'm waiting to see how this is gonna play out. Moses, what you got from what Terry was saying?
Terry, I don't know where you coming from that. I really don't understand where you're coming from there. The president was elected and given the confidence to run the country based on his vision. If you're going to throw a monkey wrench that will deter that train from going in a direction, you're gone. That's what you call leadership, and people need to do what they need to do. First, before I go deep into that, I just want to say something. I don't know if we go back to the topic, and I'm sorry my throat because of what I've been through over the weekend. Keta mentioned something about the Lord and Order piece, and this is the first time I'm gonna wholeheartedly agree with him with some of the things that are going on. I hope we can touch on that topic later on of what happened this weekend. But the leadership, in leadership, you have to be decisive. You're a good listener. You make decisions based on the greater good of all people. On a Tuesday morning. Not for your own personal interests. Whether or not the president is thinking about running it, that has nothing to do with people's action today. People need to understand the only people that have the ability to arrest people are people who are trained, take an oath, and say that you have to have probable cause to arrest somebody. From my own experience and knowledge and education, I know that police are given that rights. Nobody else outside. And I am so sick and tired of ministers telling people, say, you'll go arrest that man, and police listening to the minister to go arrest somebody and bring them. It is wrong. It is unconstitutional. And people need to stop doing that. So if for those reasons that this guy was terminated, the president had all right to do that. He's setting a premise. He's telling them this is a precedent being set. You don't have authority to charge. He didn't arrest the man. What was the charge of arresting the man? You can't arrest nobody without a charge. The only people who are trained are police officers. And that arrest warrant or whatever charge you take, you give it to the justice minister to validate whether the person has committed a crime or not within 72 hours. No one has the right to arrest anybody. That violation.
Okay, we'll try to be on point here.
And if I could just, if I can just squeeze in this one, Mr. Soul, leadership, I think, is about taking an action. It's about making decisions. And so when Liberians went to the polls to decide who runs the country for the next 6 years, they did so looking and taking into consideration and account a number of factors. We had a president before 6 years who never took any action for that matter.
Why do you allowed to go back to this thing? Come on, quick.
No, it's good. We had a president. I'm coming. Let me just respond to 30 seconds. So when you find yourself as a leader, like I was reading one of the directions of William Richard Tupper, and he said, lead, follow, or get out of the way. And I think that's what the president did. The president has a vision. Those he is appointing to run this vision will have to work in the interest of the people, working also, in the confines of the law, and not just doing things because the president, I did something for him to become president tomorrow, so I can do whatever I want to do. No, that is wrong, Terry. And I don't want to believe that Terry, like for example, Terry runs and maybe a church or an organization. If he is serving as leader of that little group, and he have people, his lieutenant, people he really trusts, who maybe made him to become a leader of the very institution, and they start stabbing him right in the back, going against the aims and objective of the very vision. What is he going to do? He will have to take actions, and he's not going to sit there to say, "Oh yes, because the next election is coming, and I want this to support me again." No,
let's leave it there. Let's come to this whole what happened last weekend with this whole evictions, the security implications. I've been talking to Moses behind the scene, what it means ahead.
Let all the information pass and jump to, and then we'll go ahead. You the CEO.
No.
I wanted to respond to something Mr. Akwe was saying, that he mentioned my name. I just wanted to respond to that.
Oh yeah, no, you're not here.
It's not good. It's not. You see, one of the things that Major we have failed is because the people praise him for every action he took that was wrong. And for me, I'm not going to do that. That's why I'm not a unity partisan. Leadership, you have to be flexible. Take, for example, you say the president should fire the people that are doing wrong. Why he can't fire Mamaka Bedete and other people that were in his office that organized over $80 million to bring yellow machine in the country? Why they still working there?
But tell you that let's wait and see. Let's wait and see what action the president.
Why you can't fire people that can give account of what this bill in for ya? They build something in for ya in the name of the government, in the name of the president. Up to today, nobody can tell you. Even the minister of state can tell you what is about that project. The secretary, the presidential secretary said the project is a presidential project. The deputy information minister said different thing. The minister of state said he don't know what that project is about. Does that not concern you? Is it not concerning, and does that not need a leadership action against people that carry on these activities that is denigrating to the president legacy? Is it not require leadership action on these people? So how can you take action on other people with minor cases and leave other people with bigger cases that is detrimental to your leadership? Then you say you exercising leadership ability? I think that we are fooling the president if we don't tell him the truth. That, Mr. President, there are certain actions that you need to take, and there are certain actions that you need to cool down. You need to be flexible. In churches, when somebody do wrong, in my church, you're a minister. When you do wrong, I don't just take action and remove you from leadership position. I will have a conversation with you. And if I find out that you are wrong, we will suspend you for some time. If based upon
how do we not know that the president is carrying on some such consultation?
Hello, we're not allowed it. We need to have hold on 1 second, guys. We need to have this thing done orderly. When one person speaks, we'll have to put time. This is something that we really need to improve on. When we say 1 minute, we'll say 30 seconds, 30 seconds. But Terry does have a point, and we have this conversation here. You know, the leadership, it must be proportional. You don't do it for one side and do it on the side, then you raise a lot of concern. Moses, I see you walking, moving here and there, like you're already in the plane. You have not even raised the plane. Yeah, hold on 1 second. Yes, in flight. Moses, I see you moving left and right. You as if you're already in flight yet, and that's not the case. You seem to disagree with Terry's argument here. What is your version?
My version is, how do we get down this rabbit hole? We're getting ready to introduce a new thing, a new topic. What we're talking about, the president and the building and this and that and the rest of it. It's not for us to decide what happened in the administration. The administration need to figure itself out. They will make that mistake, they will correct it themselves. And when the time comes for re-election, let the people decide on it. We can't sit here and decide for the president what he can do, what he cannot do. That's democracy. If you want to use that as a talking point, wait till campaign time and use it. We can't tell the president what he can and what he cannot do.
So then I have a problem with that. The essence of our conversation is to agree and disagree and look at the entirety on what's happening. No, but the reason Terry came in, he made specific reference to address what Terry said. So Terry too, he wants to defend himself in the light. So yeah, but that is okay. We're not going to go about that. Let's go to the point. We don't have much time here, and then let's go to the point. But before we go to that new subject, Dr. Malley, is that related to the conversation or a different thing?
It related to the conversation, but I think surely I just want to say that we are missing apple with cherry here.
Yeah.
There's something called leadership style. It varies from leader to leader. It's not 1 + 1 = 2. No. And the next thing we are confusing here is that we are confusing leadership with presidential functions. So we need to look deeper into these things. Leadership style varies. Even the leadership style on the platform, it varies. So what is read in a book, those are other people's opinion from the result of their leadership outcome. That's feedback. But everyone has got a different leadership style. And so I cannot question President Boakai on any of his action because everyone has got a leadership style. When you get there, you decide what to do, right? In the Constitution, Chapter 4, they honor the executive. Even the Section 52, the president has got a whole lot of power there. Those are presidential functions. All right, it level his leadership style, how he channel these things or rechannel them. I can't question that because myself, I get my own leadership style. Thank you.
Okay, we're not going to make an argument. Let's make use of the 15, 20 minutes we got to go. Moses.
Yes, sir.
The stability in the country, in the community, in the society is very key. I know we had this conversation recently, and Dr. Mali did mention something and all of that, and everything burst into flame as usual. Wharton Care Thoughts unleashed on Dr. Mali. Here, 2 days later, we saw things going through the windows, evictions and all of that, and it escalated to a different height. Take us into your background with the evictions, the presence of paramilitary, the police, whether the atmosphere was conducive, or the presence of the police, their inability to secure the environment, or help to exacerbate what transpired. And I'm sure you have been seeing that video. What is your takeaway and what is your advice? If you were the one that were in charge of that situation, how different it would be?
Well, let me just say this. I went back to the eviction of CDC and from their headquarters, and I was one person who spoke on it and said the process of the eviction, if that's how it's being exercised in Liberia, is wrong. Basically, you go through the court system to get someone evicted. The court notified the person of the document. They give them time to evict the property. If the person does not violate the court order, they go in, they send the marshals in, and they put a lock. They change the lock. They don't take your property out. They change the lock on the door. Once you're not in the property, you're being evicted. And they give you time to take your property out of there. In certain situations, they would take the property and store it in a warehouse and give you time to go and claim your property. If you don't claim it at a certain period of time, it goes either on auction or you have forfeited it. Eviction does not mean going to someone's house, going into the house literally, and throwing their belongings outside. For the interest of safety, because everyone has a right that they need to live in their own confined place and that their civil rights cannot be violated. And I can see in Liberia many times people's civil rights are violated. Whereas people going in and taking certain action unilaterally or in a way of a vigilante group to do certain things. And that's where you have a problem with law and order. What was exercised was totally unsafe, raised the security level for that country, and it continues today. And then we had an arrest of 12 individuals allegedly. Those 12 individuals were taken, and the way they were taken to the police station was their civil rights were violated. It was violated. If we're going to talk about law and order, we need to make sure that we don't violate people's civil rights. And most of these things will come out, and it's been coming out since the post-war. All leadership, there's something we haven't been doing good with as far as violating people's civil rights and all of these things. We're seeing sanctions being put on our country. We're seeing many of these reports coming out through the UN, through the US government, UNICEF report. At what point of time are we going to start training our people to start executing these things correctly? Okay, and that is my problem. We need to train. And right after I think I posted it on the website. Right after the CDC eviction, our IG went on and had a press conference and commended CDC for not having a riot during the eviction process. As the chief of police, you cannot do that. That's a no-no. You taking side with the politics, you cannot get involved with the politics. That's a political camp. And that you stood by, own it, to wait. If there's any unrest, then you go in. The marshals were the one who was supposed to do the eviction. Going in and breaking down building is not an eviction. That was not an eviction. That was destruction of people's property.
Okay,
And so
quick.
that's how I feel about it. And that's my opinion based on my experiences and my work.
Okay, quickly, because I want to spin through the room here. We don't have much time here. So, in essence, if I try to grab the nuclear of your argument here, potentially the sheriff or those who have gone to execute this place, they could have carried like a lot to seal all that place and see what next, instead of just going and throwing things out. Is that your conclusion?
Precisely. The sheriff go, they got their locks, they served the notice. You were evicted, you were told to leave the property, you didn't leave the property. We're gonna lock the door, we're changing the lock. No. Change the lock and tell the person you cannot enter in here. If you get in here, you'll be violating the court order and you can go to jail for it. For breaking an entry into your, because it's no longer your dwelling place, because you gotta evict, you've been evicted from it. And you got the notice. But they'll give you time to say you can come back, call us, we'll bring a truck, get all your belongings out. You've been evicted.
Okay. Okay. If we can use one minute to hit the nail on the head yet. Keto, do you agree with Moses?
I agree with the political security analyst here. I agree with him. The thing about it is we have law and order, the breakdown of law and order in the society. And I think for Gregory Cuomo, who has a foreign experience and being in the policing business for a very long time, I mean, he should do better. He should try to advocate for training and continuous training because, like I said, the behavior of our people involved, right? The criminals, the police just fix themselves to operating in one direction, whereas the criminal mindset change all the time. They have new strategies. So as the criminal mind, change, the police have to adapt. And when you're dealing with a country like Liberia, where people, have learned to be defined to authority, and because they don't trust the authority for what they have experienced, it will be good for you to be very professional when you come into those kind of situation. The media beat on President We administration, and I make reference to that because we saw a lot of times when there was a situation, the police did not quarantine the actual crime scene. We saw people even going and messing the crime scene up before they can even get evidence and stuff like that. So these things were preached on President We time that no, it is wrong. So we're thinking that this government are coming in office with all the experience that they have, the experienced people they brought on board will do it differently. And we see they're not even doing it differently. I was surprised. Take for example, I don't know whether they choose to just make that situation look bad. Because look, when President We were coming from out of the country, what they did, they secured the airport. They have police barricade. I just said something. They have police barricade in the whole airport. They pushed the people away because they said they have foreign guests coming in. They didn't want the crowd to be, or they were able to manage the crowd. They pushed them away. People saw it political. They saw it all kinds of way. But at the end of the day, they had an aim accomplished. They were able to secure the place. Now, you can't tell me it's not the same police that went over there. What happened differently? You choose one scenario. You choose one scenario to be unprofessional, but you choose another scenario to be professional. I don't understand that.
That's a double standard. Terry? Can you unmute yourself?
Yeah. Sorry for that. I really don't know, but the thing here is that is the court order that was went forth, and they chose to do it the way they choose. It's up to them. Again, leadership, poor leadership, observation, and all of that. Is this our closing now?
No, not closing. I mean, we're just spinning, then we'll start. We don't want to spin them, and then we'll come to the closing. Yeah, I just wanted to respond to what when you say poor leadership, a part of who then?
Well, on the part of the security apparatus, on the part of the way they carry on the eviction, I want to agree with Mr. Sigbe a little bit on this one, because eviction, I don't know how the eviction proceeding is done in Liberia, but sometimes there must be negotiation based upon the magnitude of the case. But once the case go to the court and the court issue an eviction order, definitely, drastic action can be taken based upon the eviction, or based upon the eviction notice, either by the sheriff or the police force. But I don't know what the involvement with the police in eviction nowadays, because normally I used to see eviction orders used to happen when with the sheriff. The sheriff used to be the one to do eviction order. But the CDC under eviction was kind of strange. And for me, I supported the presence of the police because there might have been violence. But when we begin to see police going to almost every eviction now, then it becomes concerning. You see? So we're in brutal, because the police presence could create more tension, or maybe the police got hint that somebody was going to destroy property, so that's why they went there, and the presence there escalated things. But we have been seeing a lot of chaos going on in the country everywhere police go where there is an eviction. So is there not another approach? Should we not take another approach? Should we not look at it and consider another way to do it, instead of using the police force that will escalate things into people taking collars, people using jihadist expression and all of that? Because for me, what I used to see was the sheriff going and ordering the eviction rather than the police.
Thank you so much. Dr. Mali?
Yeah, I think we are making some mistakes here. We have forgotten to know that we have just emerged from a brutal civil war. People are traumatized. And secondly, there's the culture of impunity sweeping all over that country. Each of us on this platform, now one person have read a court order. I don't know what is the detail of the court order. So I don't really have all the information about that court order. What I say, go tear down or burn down or carry yellow machine to bring down this thing. But what I know, if the court order is limited to invasion, it's not a bread and butter game. It's not something where people are going to sit down on the table and be dancing around and shaking hands. No, it's a serious business. And people got to get out of the way. And they get a tendency in Liberia now, where if you invading me, people will take the law into their hands. Some people who are not even associated with the case, they all over the place are passing judgment. Oh, when they come, we attack them. Oh, when they come, it will not happen today. So the type of population we have now require the type of police that are supposed to be going to these places. Yeah, it's necessary. We are not running a normal system right now. Everybody traumatized. So you coming to invade me, I get my supporters. All right? The police will have to go to every invasion right now until things return to normal, until people are de-traumatized in our country. Other than that, like when they were going to bring down CDC headquarters, I don't know what was in that court order. I don't know. They said they should carry a yellow meeting and bring it down. I don't know. All right? But CDC, by their nature, if you go into the headquarters, you even need to carry the army. These are militants. They're not normal partisan. No. You must carry the police and rare reinforcement. Because those guys, they are trained to be well militant that can take even a government on. So that was a mistake. And invasion in Nigeria now has to be accompanied with a police task force. Because
CEO, can you correct this? Can you correct this, doctor? Can you correct the doctor, CEO?
Every single person in our country is traumatized. We all need to be de-traumatized. So the police, they need to reinforce them on every invasion in our town there.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yes.
Go ahead. Use if you can use your minute to Akwe before we start wrapping up.
Yeah, just that. So there may have been some missteps along the way, but Moses, was there a court order? Of course, yes.
Yes.
There was a court order. And you and I saw the stiff resistance from the CDC. We saw stiff resistance. It was never going to be peaceful.
What?
We know that the CDC could not live that structure out to carry it. And that Amadi said, you and I technically do not know what was in the court order. Hey, Yellow Machine, go there, tear down the walls, and the rest of it.
Are you talking about CDC compound, or are we talking about
We're talking about
recent?
Yeah. Starting with the evasion of CDC because it is appearing. Are you talking? We're coming down to the recent evasion,
Yeah, that's the.
Yeah, but then we have people living in areas for years in alleys and right-of-ways who have been residing there for years. They know that they're really not supposed to be living there. They know that. And what I also know is that a lot of the people really receive compensation from government when it comes to their own structure or so. We know that. So the government, never just took an action or a decision making people homeless. I don't want to think so. I don't want to believe so. This is the government that is care for its own people and will not just engage into acts or activities to make people homeless. I think I can be able to handle that.
Let me.
All right. Yeah. Before we can do that in the closing. It's already time. But yeah, we don't. Well, I'm coming. We're going to screen.
Get away when you close it. You will speak.
Come, guys. You gotta do it differently. It's true we have not seen that, but all non-month evasions by standard hearings usually being conducted by the judge with both parties present. The eviction carries specific date. They don't just come to the sheriff, don't just come and go. No, they give you a prior notice. We don't know all of that details. And what we are saying,
prior notice was given to these people. Yeah.
Hold on. Do you have it with you there?
No, I don't have it. I don't have it with me. What I know is that these people were told to move, and Mr. So they were told.
I'm making a point. You don't have it. I don't have it. So we cannot. Hold on. We cannot be definitive, and we cannot insert ourselves into this for whatever reason. I am saying.
I listened to the public works minister when he's. I listened to the public.
Yeah, listen. That his side. I'm not going to. I don't see anything that you presented. I didn't listen to it, so I'm not going to speak to that because I don't have all of the detail. But what I'm saying, then this is where the information sharing is lacking. Because when this kind of thing happens, sometimes they make a public announcement to avoid this unnecessary tension. So when evasion, I'm just saying here, even in the US here, before they evade you, you don't pay or something, they will call you. And you will make your argument and do everything. The judge determine the merit of whatever conversation. But you'll be served. You have to leave because at this time, today is what, 27th of November, 17th of November, so time. If that time comes and you violate the court order because you have been informed, then of course they have no choice to do it. But before we wrap up here, let's do it 1 minute each.
Yeah, please just give me 5 seconds. Just 5 seconds.
No, hold on. You added 1 minute. I don't want everybody having 5 seconds. 5 seconds. Then we're gonna go here. Moses, let's coin it.
I think you're coming to me. You jump over me again?
Which one? And you spoke on this already?
No, I ain't speak on it.
No, you spoke on it.
No, I did. No, you don't.
Were the first, Moses.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Okay, Keto, take 1 minute.
You spoke on the team, Moses.
I think Mr. Akwe, I think Mr. Akwe missed the mark.
So we'll do our close.
I think Mr. Akwe missed the mark, and CEO, you gotta be smart in catching when people are leaving the topic and going somewhere else. We're not talking about people that were squatting in alleyways and other things. We are talking about specific situation, specific incident that happened at red light. They were not alleyway. This was a mosque, a praying place, a place that was contested by two individuals from the same tribe. And it was not about the court order that asked the people to be evicted. No, we said the police did not do a good work to contain the situation, to quarantine the area, and serve and let the sheriff serve the eviction notice. That's what we're debating here tonight. We're saying here the police allow civilians to throw stone at the resident in the mosque. The resident in the mosque throw gas and stone at the civilians back and forth. And then when the police move in and apprehended people from in the mosque, they also allow civilians to beat on the people they arrested. That's what we're saying here. We're not talking about people in alleyway.
Thank you so much. Let's
Thank
wrap
you.
up here. Moses, take your 1 minute.
Yeah, my 1 minute is this, my people. If we don't try to address the law and order in our country, we will continue to have these issues. You got to remember, when Taylor came to power and won the election right after the war, he hired in the police department many of those people who were loyal to him and were rebels, some of whom are staying with the police department today. Ellen Justice Study took over, brought some people, and Judge Weah took office, brought some people. Now we see that these people have been there. I would say here that our police need to be trained to understand what civility means in our country and how they can foster law and order at every level. Police officers are trained based on the evolving of crimes, of criminals. They use their discretion every second of their job. You go to a situation, no two situations is the same in policing. You got to approach it uniquely, in exclusion, in isolation, and treat it. That's why we need training. I can't emphasize that enough. Many of the things are going on have been exacerbated because of the lack of training.
Thank you so much. Terry, your minute.
Yeah, Mr. So the thing here is that the police has the discretion, but what Keto said, the police were allowing people to throw stone. I don't think the police will allow people to throw stone at people. And I don't think that the police will allow, civilians to attack people. That was not the case. The people started throwing stones, even though the police were present. The police will not go and start attacking the people and to stop them from throwing stones and neglect the responsibility that they went for on the scene. That's number one. The only problem I have with the police people is this. When they draw all the report on the people that they arrested, I never saw no civilian. All the people that I was throwing stone, I didn't see no other person beside the name that was called. They were all Mandingo people. All the names that I read on the police chat that was arrested were Mandingo people. But I did see some civilians throwing stones, not civilians, I would say some Liberians who were not Mandingos. They were throwing stones and they were hurting people as well. So if I would want to flow with the police, I would want to agree that they needed to do the arrest holistically. All those that were involved, people who were throwing stones, people who were knocking people with sticks, all those people needed to be arrested. Not just the people who were in the building attacking those who were outside, because it seems that is how it looked like. From what I observed, when I look at the names, all the names that are on our list are all Mandingo people. And that particular era, that is not only Mandingo people that were attacking and fighting and chunking the people and all of that. Everybody in that era was involved. So I think the police too need to do some good job and all of that. Last day, Mr. So let me squeeze it in my 30 seconds. The leadership of the president must come with flexibility. The president is the father of the nation. That what a Labour can always say. One of the roles of the president is to settle dispute, to bring reconciliation. The president must be considerate in some issues and some cases. Yes, settle dispute. The president can settle dispute.
Well, they need to keep.
But why we still need a president to bring reconciliation? Why we want a president to bring reconciliation? Because reconciliation is settling dispute.
Okay, thank you so much. All right.
But anyway.
Okay, Akwe, your meaning, please.
Okay, so I will take the time out to, at this point in time, to for the call for increased budgetary support for the police, and that will lead to increasing the number of men and also more training opportunities for the police. Currently, I really do not know the number of men, on the LNP can have now, but I think it's important that that figure be augmented. And we should also be talking about increasing the salary and more training for them. I think it's going to help the Liberian National Police as they work to move the country forward. And finally, I feel so happy that Liberians are understanding that, hey, for 6 years, the country was in a state of, in a very terrible state. I feel so happy that today people are getting to understand that
this is our closing. We still have time to close, right?
The mistake we made yesterday in 6 years, we are not going to repeat that mistake. And because of that, I am convinced that Weah is never going to be president of Liberia again.
Thank you so much. Keta, what's your word? And then Dr. Marley.
Thank you very much. Look, let me tell you something. This ineptitude of this government. When you guys came here and saw us a dead poke in the bag and say this individual have 42 years of experience. This man that does not know his left from his right. This man who stood right before a podium and they called him to read his speech at the podium. He walked away from the podium. They got to haul him back. This man who, look, let me tell you something here, brother. There's no way. Wait, you see the man interrupting me? There's no way this man can focus on his agenda when he's focusing on the past 6 years. And I keep asking the Unity Party people, what will destroy in 6 years that today this administration cannot fix? Today, what will destroy? Two community road will destroy in 6 years? The 14 Million Hospital will destroy in 6 years? The Redemption Hospital will destroy in 6 years? The hospital in Grand Gita will destroy in 6 years? You want to tell me the road from Sunny Quarter to Local 2 will destroy in 6 years? You want to tell me the tuition, the free tuition at all university will destroy in 6 years? Is that what you want to tell me? The harmonization will destroy in 6 years that you cannot even turn over? Y'all come with something better. Let me tell you something. President Weah will return to power 2029 because you guys lied to us. You brought an inept man who is corrupt by nature. That's why he built a fortress in Foya that nobody knows about. His government official cannot even give an account. To the last time the public works minister was on OKFM, they asking the same question. I can't answer it. Y'all go to the executive mansion and answer it. Hey man, what kind of corrupt people are these? Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Let us guard our conversation when we're talking in respect to the office of the president. Dr. Mali, let's hear you before we go.
Well, I want to be convinced that we still have a lot of angry politicians still roaming our country, and as well as angry political parties. But despite that, I think from my own assessment, I think His Excellency is doing well. Like how President Weah all doing his turn, he also try his best. Everybody trying their best. And I want to commend all the presidents that came in Liberia. They're all trying their best, including His Excellency President Boakai. But I don't want to play into angry opposition talking point tonight. What I want to focus now is that there is nothing in our constitution that says that the President Joseph Boakai should make appointment on the basis of county or tribal affiliation. I've been looking for it. I didn't see that. But President Boakai is under obligation to make appointment on the basis of professionalism and, if possible, the merit system, which of course is very difficult anyway. My brother stated in one of the statements in here, said Article 56B. Article 56B talk about chieftaincy elections. And under Chapter 4 of the executive, the president has the power to do a whole lot of stuff. Right? So I'm not here to question President Boakai's leadership style because it varies from one leader to another leader. What we read in the book, those are other people's opinion. When you get there, you get your own style, you get your own approach. Everyone has got a leadership trait. But my question to senior panelist Keto tonight is this. Can he show me the evidence where the police told the people to beat on other people and told another group throw stone? And lastly, we should not only be focusing on what the police has done. The masses should be educated to respect the police. They should take police instruction. I notice in our country, people don't respect the police. They don't take police instruction. When the police say beat this place here, it's another problem. People define the police, challenging the police. We will have to balance the tie.
Integrity.
In how much the police should be trained, equally so, we need a population that need to be responsible. When we are evicting people, we say stand across the road. This is not your case. You get no fish to fry in this case. Listen to the police and take that instruction and stand across the road. Every time something happens in our place, people take the law into their own hand. Then when the police act, then people say human right, violation of this one. All right? We can't do that. The people don't respect the police in our country there. And it's something we need to talk about. So I will agree with the police. They are human beings. We are all traumatized. So if they leave the eviction premise and chase you all the way in West Point and going between houses, that is the approach now. Certain illnesses require certain medication. So if traumatized will approach you in a trauma way. Thank you.
Mr. Sole, the doctor asked a question to me. No, I mean, he asked, but the doctor asked me a question.
That's a rhetorical stuff. We're not going to really get it.
Can you correct him? Can you correct him? No, can you correct him?
We're correcting that.
And that kind of me, wow, I'll correct. But guys,
I want you to correct the doctor. The doctor just told me.
So yeah, you be agreeing with the doctor tonight. The doctor flip on you now. So look, guys, good conversation, and I think you know, the emotion, the sentiments, and everything involved. So our language should be something. But I think what happens, and I think Moses says that if the court order was an eviction, evictions is the last resort. If there's nothing else, no compromise, nothing on the court issue, that probably the necessary precaution, the security we are taking, use that word to quarantine to make sure that place, because you know there are certain hotspots, there are certain places. Say you're going to the West Point to go do something there, you know you're going to come with, by nature, the probability, most likely you're going to come with a resistance. And looking at that community that is so densely populated, you know that people are going to come. So probably they will deploy a good number of men there to secure that environment instead of one or two or less number of people that will, you know, of course, the politics is all factored in. Okay, guys, I want to thank you so much. Let's embrace the return of the most liberal progressive. You guys gave the liberal a lot of talking point here tonight. He texted me that he said he's surprised that Dr. Mali didn't mention in his closing more pressing or better yellow. He didn't mention that yet, but you want to mention that? Do you think we need better yellow to be activated?
Looking at the kind of trauma condition, of course, yes. In fact, we need to relocate. We need to relocate the prison center down there. It's small. We need to take it somewhere
Did you
else.
guys see the child that's in there?
I
Did you
want
guys see it?
a new prison facility building info here. Okay, guys, we want to thank you so much. That's a money place there. No, everybody want to go there. You get free.
They got bungo and all. They got underground bungo and all there.
We don't have
Guys,
we don't
thank
have
you
money
so
to
much and have a
clean the
pleasant
prisons now.
evening.
How they
And I want to
gonna
thank you so much, Roland, for following that story, for breaking that news of the missing child. I will talk to you this morning, then perhaps I will have to squeeze time to get the latest out of that. Until then, gentlemen, have a pleasant weekend. Thank you for what you do. All that I said here is not necessarily for LPR, but we provide these critical and national discourse. And of course, to our viewers and listeners, we want to thank you so much for always being here. And whether you agree or disagree, we also value your views, your comments here. We go back, we read them to educate us, it's inform, or it's added to the discourse. Have a pleasant evening and embrace the return of the liberal tomorrow right here on LPR.
It's the host country, the United States of America. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Okay, folks. Samson told our Pub Radio. I want to thank all of you. The little boys here to talk Tabata and they Tabata. Not any. That what I go for. I sent the link out already. And they don't come. I give them 10 minutes out of here. And like they are coming to come sit down and wait for you all day.
There you go. Then he drink his juice, that energizing, that is Lucozade that keep his energy above the level. Thank you so much and have a pleasant evening. Bye-bye.